Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now, we've been doing quite a fair few pairing videos and what have you just lately, and I thought we might as well show some of the successes of these pairing videos. Now, you might well have remembered some time ago we paired up our Harpactira pulchripes, which is the Golden Blue Leg Baboon, and we have had two successful hatches from these. And I thought it would be an interesting thing to have a look at the slings inside with their mums, because we often get asked questions about this particular state of affairs that we're in now. So if you'd like to come over here and have a look in here, this one hatched first, and you'll also notice that this one is in a terrestrial setup and the other one is in an arboreal setup. So we've done them two different ways as well. Now if you come in and have a look in here, you can see our female here, she's got a roach at the moment, and that's what she's mucking around with. That's why she's doing this little happy dance. But look at these slings down here. These are actually fully fledged now, if you like, and these can be separated from mum, and we can take them away and we can pop these up singly and they will start to feed. Now you'll notice that we've fed our female while she's in here, and occasionally she will put that down and they will all move in and they will feed on it as well. So they'll be ready. You can see there she's still got a nice size abdomen. Beautiful spiders these. And they do actually get quite a bit chunkier than this one here. This is only a young female. So as they mature, she will just get better and better and better. And you can see now with the webbing, this was quite flat right up until about 4 days before it hatched, and then she done all of this fancy webbing around the edge, and this is what these young nymphs come up into, and then they molt inside that, and then they're everywhere. These are all now free and ready to roam. They will be all over the place in no time at all. Now these guys are a baboon spider, and when they have their egg sacs, they don't have a ball egg sac like we see with our avics. If I turn that round, shall I? They don't have a ball egg sac. They actually web their cocoon into the side or up against a wall or something like that. So they have what we call a hammock egg sac. The difference is with the two, the ball egg sac, they can actually carry around with them, and they can rotate it and they can move it around. With a hammock egg sac, they can't remove it, so it's fixed in place, and the spiderlings, the eggs and everything, they just stay in that one place, and then they develop, and then eventually when they're ready to hatch, she opens it up just like the others would a ball egg sac. Now it's very, very interesting, because we often hear about people with the egg sacs saying that they need to rotate them and things like this. With a hammock egg sac, it doesn't get rotated at all. It doesn't have anything done to it whatsoever. It stays in the place that it was laid. So very, very interesting. And maybe there is differences between the species. Maybe those that create a ball egg sac, maybe they do require turning and moving around, whereas these guys don't. So as we were saying, these young spiderlings are pretty much ready to be removed and taken away from mum. We can actually pop them up individually. If we look in this one, in this enclosure, these are in fact slightly behind. These were about 2 weeks behind. And if we look on the front here, we can see our youngsters are here. And these are just a little bit behind. I don't know if I can take the top off. See how they're quite mobile. So these will have one more molt, and then they will be the same as these guys in here. So they won't be far off, but you can see these are still quite brown. So they've got a long way to go yet. But it won't be long. Another week or so, and these will be able to be removed as well. Now the female in this one, she is down in here somewhere. She's hidden away. She's probably right down in the bottom. she'll be tucked away. Interesting to see how she's down in below and all these babies are outside. Now, before I lifted this tank down from the shelf, they were all on this front glass, which suggests they're looking for that heat. They really do want that warmth. Very, very interesting when you consider that our room is at 80 degrees Fahrenheit and they are still craving extra warmth. We've said this before. I think an awful lot of our young spiders, they can more than cope with higher temperatures, and they really do seem to crave it. She's having a right song and dance in here with this roach. She's struggling away there trying to get hold of it. It's not a particularly big roach, to be fair. I think it's the angle she's got it at. She's caught it at a very funny angle. Now, we do see with these when they're feeding that every now and again they actually stand on a baby. And although it may pin it to the ground, it doesn't do it any harm. As soon as she takes her foot off, it will get up and walk away. You can see where that roach is actually gripping onto the web and it's pulling itself. That's what she's trying to stop it from doing at the moment. Lovely spiders. Now, it won't be long once we remove these youngsters, take them all away. Our female here, she's not far off from a molt. She's looking quite drab. So she'll soon be molting out. And then she'll look absolutely wonderful again. She'll have that steely blue legs. And she'll end up looking really, really pretty. When they first molt out, they are exquisite. And she's quite a long way into her molt cycle now. So I think if we have a look on her dates, yeah, she was paired back in the 5th. And when did she have her egg sac? Oh, they're different dates. 8th of the 4th, 23. No, sorry, that's the wrong dates. So we had an egg sac on the 18th of the 4th, and she was actually paired on the 18th of the 1st. So she had about 4 months to produce an egg sac. Once she's produced it, another month to look after it. And then I think these hatched out in around about 5 to 6 weeks. And we had babies out and about in the open. So it's quite a spell. Bearing in mind that she'd have gone a fair spell beforehand, where she would have been probably about 3-4 months into her molt cycle within, before she actually got paired. So she's a long way due now. Right then. Well, hopefully that's cleared up some of the questions that we often get asked about our slings. You know, when do we actually feed them? We don't feed them until they are proper furry little slings. In this situation, when we have hammock bearing spiders, quite often they will share food with a female, but we don't tend to see that so much when we go with the others. So it's a different thing. It's an interesting trait that we're actually seeing a little bit more of with these guys, and we're tending now to feed them more and more to see what kind of reaction we get from our youngsters. But even with this one, you can see she's actually got a roach, but none of these youngsters are moving in to feed on it yet. So they're not particularly hungry at all. And it probably will be another molt before they start to feed properly on their own. Right. I hope you like that little update and a little bit of success from our breeding programs. Don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you soon, guys.